Thank you, Mr. Leader. Welcome to you all. This is really a good time. You heard it said by my colleagues here. So many great moments from Monday, from the inauguration of the new president. As President Trump has said, America's decline is over and the new golden age has begun. We're all excited to be a big part of that. As was mentioned, we had a great meeting at the White House yesterday, spent a few hours over there. First met with the president and the vice president, J.D. Vance. And as an aside, let me just say how moving it was. As we gathered in the hold room to go in, President Trump came to visit us. Leader Thune was there as well, and our chiefs of staff. And we were standing there talking to J.D., the vice president. The president walked in, greeted us, and he said, "Hey, let's go take the meeting into the Oval Office." Well, they're still unpacking boxes. You know, the new team is moving in, and all the picture frames are empty and all of that. But thankfully, because we do the transition of power so well in America, the Oval Office was all set up, and it looked fantastic. As we were walking down the hallway, J.D. mentioned, just in passing, I've never stepped foot in the Oval Office before. It's remarkable. And I said, "Brother, I got to film this." So I just posted on social media a while ago, videoed that, and it was a really historic moment, right? The president walks us in, and the new vice president walks in, and he stands there, and we all look at the grandeur of the place. Only in America can a young man from humble circumstances, from Appalachia, rise to be the vice president and step into the Oval Office for the first time with that title. It's really something. We live in a great country. Everybody feels this. Everybody feels the excitement of the moment, the excitement of being in a great country. The atmosphere in Washington has changed. I think the whole press corps probably notices that as well. And there's a lot of anxious anticipation, a lot of excitement about what we're going to do, and the House Republicans are ready to deliver. What came out of the meetings at the White House yesterday was that we're going to do this in a bicameral manner. You're going to have the Senate Republicans and the House Republicans working together to advance the America First agenda, and we will deliver. Now, the president's wasting no time either. As you saw, has been mentioned, the executive orders. Just in the past 2 days, just a couple of highlights. Some was mentioned. Listen to this list. He ended catch and release. He shut down the ridiculous CBP One app. He began restoring American energy dominance already, restored merit-based hiring for the federal government, and eliminated DEI initiatives, ended the radical gender ideology madness, and revoked the security clearances of the former intelligence officials who signed the bogus and discredited letter about Hunter Biden's laptop. President Trump truly has, as Whip Emmer said, he's done more in the last 48 hours for the American people than Joe Biden did in 4 years. And this is just the beginning of much more to come. Two notes real quick about legislation this week. We mentioned the Fix Our Forest Act. Case in point, the reason this is so important is because we see what happened in California. The lack of leadership there. Mayor Karen Bass and Governor Gavin Newsom, having mismanaged virtually every aspect of that in preparation. They did not prepare their state or the city or the county for what was to come. There was a 117 million gallon reservoir right outside Pacific Palisades. It was left empty for over a year. They did not manage the forest as they were supposed to, and they let forest debris pile up near homes in at-risk areas. All of this was known. They assumed the risk because they advanced their radical political agenda, and now people are paying a heavy price for that. We think that needs to be taken into account going forward. But the bipartisan Fix Our Forest Act will do what the governor of California would not do, and that is restore the health of our forests and make communities more resilient to wildfires. This is, again, a return to common sense, and that's the theme that President Trump will be echoing over and over, and we will as well. Speaking of that, a matter of common sense and a matter of just basic human dignity, morality, and ethics, we'll be voting at the end of this week on the Born Alive Survivors Protection Act. Here's the question. Don't let anybody distract you from what the question is. If a child is born alive during an attempted abortion and is crying and struggling to breathe on the operating table, should the doctor try to keep that child alive? Or should the doctor deny that crying newborn child medical care and let the child die? Who could answer that question with the latter response? We're going to give them a chance. It's basic humanity. 210 Democrats voted against that bill in the 118th Congress, and we're going to pose that question to them again to see if they'll do the right thing. I certainly hope so. I hope Democrats stand with common sense. I hope they vote for the bill. I hope they stand with basic human dignity. If they don't, you'll need to ask them why they don't believe that those innocent lives deserve to be protected. That's going to be a tough one. With that, I'll take